product X. You know, that is actually liquid nitrogen. And what brought this on is I'm playing around with a little something here to see if it's going to work for a little game plan I have in store for maybe next year. But I'm going to show you what this stuff will do. Hey, it's Pete, GCI Turf. Man, I hope you're having a good day. I got a little something cool for you today. You know, I get asked, I don't know, man, 100 times a year, which one's better, liquid nitrogen or granular nitrogen? Well, I've got a lot of experience using both of them. And I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on it right now. So before we dig into this, you know, here's our other little experiment we got going on. This is the GCI Turf Academy fertilizer. And over here, we've got the Milorganite fertilizer. Now, I know everybody's a big fan of that, and I'm gonna try to make you a fan of mine. So we're doing some soil testing on both spots, and I've got the actual, the first soil test results back. And in the video we do with the second soil test, I'll show you those first tests, but in a nutshell, we're pretty equal. This side of the playing field is equal with this side of the playing field as far as pH and nutrients go and all that. So we're starting off, we have got a good test going on because there's no variance between the two. Okay, so here's the disclaimer. I've never done this before. You and I both are going to learn at the same time which one outperforms the other, or if they work about the same. Who knows? Some other tests is over here. This is kind of to the side, back behind my garden. This is almost 2,000 square feet on the money. So we're going to split this thing right down the middle, make it 1,000 square foot on each side. And we're going to do 2 tests right here. One is a test. I'm going to use my with natural adjuvant, a foliar application of nitrogen, and without natural adjuvant, a foliar application of nitrogen. And we're going to do that tissue test. I've already done a before tissue test on both of these, and we're pretty much equal. I got those results back the other day. But I'm trying to show, or trying to prove to myself, that by using natural adjuvant, you get more nitrogen inside the plant than you would without it. So again, hey, I'm kind of vulnerable right here because I've never done this yet. I've yet to do this kind of testing. And now we've done tissue tests on our clients' yards, but not testing with and without adjuvant. We're gonna find out. So I'm gonna learn a little something here myself. One of the things I'm curious to know, is it possible to spray liquid nitrogen at low volume calibration? Now what I've got right here is I've got 32 ounces of finished solution. Right there, that's a quart. Well, 15 ounces of that quart was liquid nitrogen. So if you take that quart right there, that's 32 ounces. And if I added 15 ounces, or 15 ounces of that quart is liquid nitrogen, that means that's only 17 ounces of water. So that's almost a 2-to-1 spray. So, kind of the rule of thumb has always been with liquid nitrogen that you get tip burn and things like that. But we're gonna find out firsthand if that happens with this product X anyway. So now the difference in this mix was this one actually had my natural adjuvant in it. I did adjust the pH, put a little pinch of citric acid in there, got it down to around a 5, and added my natural adjuvant. Now, disclaimer, please don't do this, okay? If you notice, I'm not up there in my yard doing this. I'm back here in a test plot. It's called a test plot for a reason, because we test on it. So don't dare think Pete said you could go out and do this. If you do, that's on you. That's your fault if you do this and you get a bad result. If I get a bad result back here in my test plot, I could care less. Okay, so for the most part, liquid nitrogens are used in conjunction with what's called foliar feeding, meaning it's a liquid product you spray on the grass and you feed it foliarly, meaning the grass blades absorb the nitrogen, send it down through the plant, send it to the roots, the plant uses it up. Typically, that's done in low doses. It's called spoon feeding, kind of like a spoon when you dip your mac and cheese out or your mashed potato. So spoon feeding is more like little small doses of food or little small doses of nitrogen given more frequently, versus granular feeding. For the most part, you put down heavier doses of nitrogen, and it works just opposite of a foliar, meaning you apply it to the ground, it gets rained on, watered in, roots absorb it, and send the nitrogen and the other nutrients throughout the plant, and the plant uses it. Look at our other little test plot we got going on over here. Look, here comes Bailey. Check this out. Here's my other little test plot, and my yard's here, and then here's our test plot here. Look at the difference in that turf right there. That was just one application of Academy for it. And look at here. That tenacity is starting to smoke some of this grassy. Hey, in case you're wondering how I sprayed that 2,000 square feet so daggone fast and so accurately, see, that's a big deal right there. When you're applying these products, the biostimulants and all, you can be off a little bit here and there. But when you start digging in, you start spraying liquid nitrogens and things like that, man, you want to be accurate. You want to be real accurate with your application. So I told you I was going to teach you how to spray. That was the name of the game when this GCI Turf Academy thing started rolling back here in January. I told you I was going to teach you how to spray. Well, that's my sprayer nozzle assembly. And a battery power sprayer we done hooked up with Sprayers Plus, and you can get all that at gciturfacademy.com. And I've got the trim nozzle is available now. We can spray 8 foot wide with my sprayer nozzle assembly. Well, I had a few folks complaining about the Humate products and the Greene County products kind of getting on their fences or getting on their driveway, and one guy said his driveway's freckled now because of those little black spots on it. Well, I fixed all that for you. I've got a trim nozzle that you can pick up on the site, and that way you can edge out all your edges. Then it's a quick twist and pop the other nozzle on and have at it. So hey, if you like this kind of stuff, you think this is pretty cool, show me. Like and subscribe and share and all that cool stuff. So I'm gonna blow this thing up with videos. So if you wanna be in the know and catch the next video, subscribe, and that way every time I make one, you'll be the first one to see it. Have a good evening. Well, there's another one. This is starting to get fun, getting packages in the mail. What the heck is this thing? Nice. Looks like we have ourselves a soil compaction tester. I just sunk, first time, first try, I just sunk that compaction tester 3 foot deep in the ground. Look at there. I think I have a pretty good idea. Yep. Let's do this.